Good morning and welcome to the 2018 edition of The Week Ahead.
Yay.
This is our first version, and we welcome you all. We'd also like to welcome Megan Sanborn, our newest addition to the Chamber Advocacy team. The legislature is back at work. They have carryover bills, 300 plus of them, and there are 127 newly minted titles that have been approved by council, or are the LePage administration bills that are up for consideration as well. Legislature is going to start off much quicker this year.
Oh, yeah.
There's no ramp up time. They are in possession of bills. They have work sessions. They have public hearings. And to that fact, you had a bill yesterday?
We had two work sessions yesterday on Steve Stanley's bill, LD 1479, which is a valuation bill. There was an amendment offered, and we're going to be taking a look at that in preparation for the work session next week. There was also another bill, Carl Ward's bill. It was a department bill, LD 1565, which would limit TIFs. It was a bill that was put in by DECD. There was another amendment offered, so we're going to be taking a look at that. That deals with credit enhancement agreements related to the TIFs, and those credit enhancement agreements that are not spelled out in TIF law potentially will be subject to a public hearing at a later date. So we're going to be taking a look at that amendment, and we have a public hearing tomorrow in LCRED in your committee that I'm going to be testifying on in support, and that's LD 1654, which would extend Pine Tree Zone development programs in Tier 1 districts, which is all of the state plus certain areas in Cumberland and York by 5 years. So that's really important for businesses around the state. So that will be tomorrow at 1. Stay tuned.
Megan?
In education tomorrow, there are briefings from Maine Community College Systems as well as jobs for Maine grads. And in appropriation, there's a number of education bond bills. Most of them relate to CTE funding.
And for me, LCRED will be getting down. I think they had some reports presented to them yesterday by the Comp Board and on the impact of
Pine Tree Zones
yesterday. Next week, I think they'll start with more public hearings. They haven't released their schedule yet, but amongst the more important items that they'll be looking at is a bill that would change the minimum wage increases that were approved at the ballot box in November of 2016 and institute a trading wage. There's already a lot of discussion about that on the third floor. We'll see where that bill goes. So on behalf of the Chamber, thank you all for joining us for this week's edition of The Week Ahead. We'll be recording next week on Tuesday, so look for us then. Thanks.
Stay classy, Maine.